Hey, it's me. I'm Nolan Howman. I'm your host today. Not always, but I am today. Today, I am joined with, on the HAWKS cast, Dante Maganotti.
Again? Yeah.
All the time, every time. And the one and only Mr. Donald Swanson.
Haha, Dante. Haha.
I don't like that the thing just, it doesn't fade out. It's just,
It just cuts off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know. You could tell we're filming in front of a live studio audience.
obviously.
Yeah.
Actually, Kate and Hankey's taking a picture of us through the window, so we are in front of a live studio audience.
What a creep.
Live one-person audience.
Yes.
I hope he listens to this. Caden, we love you.
Nolan doesn't speak for all of us.
Ouch.
Oh.
That was a joke. There it is.
Poorly
Thank you,
timed.
Nolan.
It was a little late, but yeah.
Thank you, Nolan. That's much appreciated.
It's been a long. It's been a year. It's been a year. It's been a long year. I'm checked out. I've been checked out for quite a long time.
This is true.
Dante was checked
I
out.
don't
in
think
the
I
first
ever.
half of
I
the
don't
year.
think I ever checked in.
Dante checks in for like 2-week intervals when something is happening, and then immediately checks off following. Like check off until we do the senior video, and then immediately.
I enjoy my work in this class though. That's why, because I like doing what we do in here, and it's fun to me. And like all the other classes is basic textbook stuff, and it's boring.
I hope so. You're going to school for it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah.
Well, I'm glad you like the class, Dante.
I for the longest time, my parents, my brother would ask me like, "What are you gonna go to college for?" I'm like, I have no clue, and it was staring at me in the face the whole time. Like, I love this class and I love doing what we do in here, and I just never thought of it until one of my buddies said to me, he's like, "Why don't you go to college for that?" And it just clicked in my head, and I'm like, well, now I know what I want to do.
I mean, that'll do it.
Mm-hmm.
So, as a year in review, Swanson, how do you think it went?
Well, if for me personally, this is the best year I've had since the 2018-19 school year.
Hey.
All right.
So, I had an excellent year this year. Not a perfect year, but a very, very good year. As far as the TV program goes, this is the first year since several things happened where I think we were kind of running with any sense of normalcy. So I'm satisfied. Again, not a perfect year, but I think we kind of...
No, it never can be a perfect year, though.
Right.
No, not with Dante here.
Wow. Thanks.
But no, I do. I think we got it back to being something again.
Yeah.
After struggling for a few years.
That is good. Even like your juniors this year are gonna make a nice
they'll be a good
senior
class.
group.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We were fun, but we were out of it.
You guys are lovable,
We are lovable.
lazy,
Scamps.
but lovable.
Lovable scams,
lazy
yeah.
scamps.
I mean, we were on it in the beginning of the year.
Well, yeah, I did listen. Well, I do listen to these because I have to before they're posted to make sure Dante doesn't say anything stupid. But
It's happened. It's happened.
But one not too long ago, I don't think you were on it, Nolan, but Dante was on it, and
Dante's on all of these.
yeah,
I've been on
Dante's been
so
on
many of
a lot
these.
of them actually, and the whole award thing competition between the two of you was brought up.
Yeah, we
And-
talked about with Nate. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of relevant actually, because beginning of the year, like Nolan, you were my right hand. Like I could not have got things off the ground and running, and as you admitted about mid-year, senioritis took you pretty hard.
Oh, I'd say.
But interestingly enough, Dante kind of picked it up around then, and so between the two of you, I've had
Yeah.
We've had one really good student.
Yeah, one incredibly reliable kid all year
Just
between the two of you.
Yeah, I mean, it's the way it goes, I guess.
That's how me and Dante are. On the
You
soccer
compliment
field,
each
too.
other well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a good year, I think. Dante, you have thoughts?
Yeah. I mean, this year I've had probably the most fun at school that I have had ever, probably. Just because I've been more relaxed, not as focused on...
All those classes you're going to.
Oh, yeah. All those classes that I attend.
Oh, yes. I never hear anything about, was Dante with you? Is Dante there? Tell Dante to come to class. Never occurs.
I don't
Not
think
once.
you've gotten that all year.
No. I always go to all my classes. Just ask Mr. Kluken.
Yes, exactly.
What's your grade in there right now?
Like 12.
Dante.
I don't need it to graduate. It's fine.
12.
It's too late to save it. It's whatever. I don't really care to save it either.
Dante.
Stuff happens. Stuff happens.
It does.
I would just like to add he has permission to be here. Like it's been discussed.
Yeah, I'm not
He
just
does
like
have-
I'm not
he's
just
not
like
skipping
skipping.
the
Yeah,
class.
No,
but-
Kluka doesn't care.
he doesn't care.
Yeah. I mean, I go to classes at least. I didn't skip too many.
Well, it's like at the same time, like I'm not in class, but like if I was in class, I would not be paying attention. Regardless of if I was there or not, I would be probably sitting on my phone doing the same stuff. Like I like the environment down here better, I guess.
I'll take that as a compliment somehow, Dante.
Probably a good compliment to take.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad though. The studio's closed next week. The editing bay's closed.
Yes, it's all coming to an end.
All
Here,
coming to an end.
Mm-hmm.
Nolan has his last chorus concert tonight.
It's true.
Dang.
That's it. You kids have already started finals. Haven't you started taking finals in some of your classes?
I mean, we've done final projects. I don't have any finals.
You don't
this
have
year.
any traditional finals.
Oh, I do. I have them all. They're all like next week though.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Mhm.
They're
I
like
have two of
cramming
them
in
on.
Monday through
I
Wednesday.
have one on Monday, one on Tuesday, and then like I have a final project that starts today. But other than that, I don't have any.
And the final film.
Yeah, the final
Oh, yeah,
film,
that-
which I'm
that
currently
thing,
working
yeah.
Which
on.
Dante
Yeah.
decided to start today.
Yes.
Well, it's been rainy and we haven't really been like prepared, but hey, we're already like halfway-ish.
Well, you know, when you're down here 7 out of 8 periods a day, Dante,
Yeah.
you have time.
So I'll be. We'll probably if we film tomorrow. I guarantee you, I get it done tomorrow.
Well, I'm sure it's nice to have classes you can skip. I have boring classes. I have like 3 study halls, and I spend them all in here, and still I'm not down here as much as you are.
I've had 2 study halls, one last semester, one this one, and I'm down here during those periods. But then the other classes, my teachers have really just like given up on me. They're like, yeah, it's whatever. Just come.
You've worn them down.
Yeah, they're just like, yeah, just come for the final, and then bye.
No, not me.
I would just like to reiterate to anybody listening, I always say
Yes,
you
he always
have to have
does. I have to
permission
have
from
permission.
your teacher.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna get you fired. Confidence is gonna listen to this.
No,
You're like,
my
"No,
my,
that's
Maybe
teacher,
the last straw.
my teachers
Yeah.
always give me permission, like 99% of the time.
Thanks, Dante.
Yeah. They're
Kidder is the 1%.
Yes, Kidder is the 1% where I one couple times I've just
Kidder
not
is
gone.
mentioned on like every podcast we do somehow.
It seems like she is, isn't she?
we love
every
Mrs. Kidder.
time.
Yeah,
Yes,
she's
She's
a
a senior
of the senior
favorite.
class.
she
She's
is.
a senior favorite.
And it is a core class, Dante. You should go to English, and you should pay attention in English.
We're going over poetry right now, and our finals on poetry, and we have read like 40 poems, and I have not paid attention to a single one.
Oh,
Dante.
So I think the final is just going to be a nice little abacadabra, and
if you could all see the look of disappointment that Nolan and I are getting Dante right now.
the school year's over.
We got your back, Mrs. Kidder.
She's not listening to this.
Mm.
Well, what about from your point of view? How's the year for you guys? I'm kind of curious about this mainly because from my point of view, I don't think we're 100%, but I think we are mostly back after the disruptions of the last few years.
Mhm.
Yeah.
This felt like a relatively normal year, like a relatively good year. Not all the way, but,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, I think this could pass as what
We-
you'd consider a
Yeah.
relatively normal year.
We've never really had a normal high school year because our freshman year is when
Freshman year was
it got
COVID.
canceled, and then last year and the year before were kind of like COVID
Train wrecks.
recovery.
We were
Yeah.
online
Mhm.
sophomore year, junior year. We weren't online, were we?
I think at the beginning, I think in
couple
November.
times.
I think
Maybe,
early in
yeah.
the year we were. November there was one.
And then I think a lot of kids and staff as well had a hard time last year, just
Yeah.
coming back from the previous year and a half.
Was
So
it?
yeah, this is the first year that feels
Normalish.
normalish.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good normalish year. TV studio specifically, I think Best of the Nest came together pretty well.
I'm happy with it.
Mhm.
I'm truly happy with it,
Yeah, I am too.
where we landed. So
We started things. We didn't keep them going necessarily, but we started things.
I think you did enough. You know, like I'm assuming the Squawk Talk Live is
Yeah,
what you're talking
that-
about.
Yeah, we
that
started
happened.
Squawk Talking, and we just kind of fizzled out.
Yeah, but I think you started something that's gonna go beyond you. You know,
Yeah.
some of the juniors have already talked to me about ideas on what to do
Yeah.
with that next year. So and to be honest, I mean, that's something that does happen. Sometimes you get a kid that gets a great idea and they kind of work on it for a while, and sometimes it takes off and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I think the premise of Squawk Talk Live has a lot of promise and potential, and I actually don't think what you did was necessarily bad. You know, like
Yeah.
I think it could probably use a little like pre-prod plan. You know what I
Yes.
mean? A little more thought gone into it before it's
we just
done.
kind of went on and did it, whatever.
Right.
Like it was
Yeah.
it was fun. It was a good
It was
time.
good.
They,
It-
they
well,
weren't
yeah,
they
I mean,
weren't
there's
awful.
entertainment.
They worked. They worked. They definitely worked.
We
They-
just didn't think about it too much before we went on. We just kind of went on and figured it out.
Those the independent study folks next year are gonna do really, really well.
Yeah, I think you have a good group of kids coming for independent study.
I do. I'm also going to have probably the largest group I've ever had.
Yeah, because you can't not.
Right. There's too many of them that.
That
Or too good.
Totally
to, like,
deserve
there's
it.
there's
Yeah,
too
but-
many for them to like not be in it, and there's only a couple spaces. Yeah.
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 So yeah, I'm going to have.
They're gonna do great things with like Best of the Nest and Squawk Talk Live next year.
But in all fairness, I think that that's in large part due to what you guys did this year,
It could be.
because you guys kind of did the heavy lifting and getting it reestablished.
Well, they're not gonna one up my hype video. Gosh darn it.
That was
The
impressive.
hype video was
The
really
hype
good.
video
That
was
is
very
the highlight
impressive.
of this year.
It was very good.
Yes.
that
Incredibly
like
impressive.
until like December when I like cranked out like an instructional video for the coding kids, and I helped Mrs. Gibbon learn how to use the studio. That was like my peak.
We laid the groundwork, and they're gonna take it from there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's exciting stuff.
It is.
We'll come back next year, Dante. When's your spring break? We'll make a trip back.
I don't know when my spring break is. Yeah, I'll be back.
It's in the spring, Dante.
It is. It is in the spring. I know
yeah,
that much.
true. We'll come back, say hello.
Yeah.
Be in a video or two.
Or
Oh, yeah.
pull a Noah Christman and come
Yeah.
back like 7 years after you graduate.
Yeah.
Man or Muppet reprise.
Yes.
It's weird because we have tomorrow and then like half of Friday and then 3 days off. So we got like 4.5 days off.
I know.
Yeah.
After today, you're on your last everything. Your last Thursday, your last Friday, your last Monday.
Tuesday, Wednesday. And like I could not wait for it to be here. Like I could not wait for school to end. But now that it's ending, I'm upset.
I remember, if I can share, I remember my senior year, how surreal it was. You know, like especially, and I've said this to both of you guys at one point or another, I'm sure. Senioritis is real. Like, you know, and anyone that says otherwise is not being honest with themselves. There's levels of senioritis. You know, when I was a senior, I didn't stop. I just stopped putting forth my best effort. And for me, it hit me in March. Not mid-year, but it hit me in March. And I still completed all of my work, but I definitely I did enough, you know, like
Yeah.
just enough to satisfy whatever the requirement happened to be. And I remember those last 2 months, it felt so close, but at the same time, so far. And I remember in particular that last week or so. And it was just a weird feeling. And then all of a sudden, that was it. It was the last day.
Yeah.
And it was a incredibly bizarre.
Yeah.
Just
Feeling.
feeling, yeah. I can already kind of feel that because like I've been so excited for school to end, and now that it's gonna be over, like I'm just thinking about, like we're not gonna ever be back. Like it's just it's hard to think, and a lot of people we're not gonna see anymore that we talk to on a daily basis, and like our friends that we talk to on a daily basis, we're not gonna see them for a long time. I mean, of course, the summer, but like when college starts and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I just think it's I don't know, there's like a feeling in like the back of your stomach. I don't know.
Well, it's a
Yeah.
change, obviously, you know. And for some of you, it's a bigger change for, like, going to the other side of the continent, the country, or whatever.
That would do it.
But it's a change for everybody, regardless of what you're doing. You know, if you're going to school, not going to school. If you're going to the workforce or the military. If you're
Yeah.
like going to BC3, or if you're going to USC. It's a change. Your life is changing massively. And something I have always told seniors or tried to convey to them is that life should get better. You know, like you hear people say that high school is the best time of your life. And I have always felt people that truly believe that miss something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you should enjoy high school. I had a blast in high school. but I had a better time in college. You know, and then I'm enjoying my life even more now than I did in college. As you know, like a married parent. This only 29. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you
Gonna
guys
miss that
both
joke.
pass. All right, but anyway, the transition can be difficult. You know what I mean? The transition's always hard. Whatever stage of life you're in, when you're transitioning to the next stage, it's not an easy thing to negotiate, because when you go through a true transition, literally everything you know is changing. You know, and that's difficult. I don't care who you are. That's a difficult transition to make. But once you make that transition, the next phase should be better than the previous one. And if it isn't, you're doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very sage advice there, Swanson.
Oh yeah.
I got you, gentlemen.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I've heard that expression a lot, though. High school is the best time of your life, and I mean, looking at it from a certain standpoint, it's the time where you have the least amount of worries, I guess.
Right. There's aspects that make it true, you know, but it doesn't mean my problem with it is the best, you know, because it kind of like puts down everything that comes after. And if you do it right, you should enjoy, like I said, each stage should be more enjoyable, more fulfilling to you than the one that came before it. Now, in all honesty, you'll never have. And I remember when I was your age, I would get annoyed, you know, like, oh, you don't know what life is, blah, 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 blah. And how I'd counter that is, but in your stage of life, that is your life, you know, so no one has the right to kind of downplay that, because in your life experience, this is it. You know, these are the things that matter. Now, granted, the older you get, the things that matter will change, and you'll look back at it and think differently, and you will reach a point where you'll be like, God, I wish that's all I had to worry about. You know, it's the stuff I had to worry about when I was like 16 or 17. In that regard, it's a special time of life. But then again, I think your late teens to early to mid 20s is a fascinating time, because that's when you kind of actually become who you're going to be. You know, the groundwork is laid through your childhood and your teen years, but it's that kind of like late teen, early adulthood is where it kind of, we're not on video, so nobody can see what I'm doing here, but where it kind of like comes together.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not saying any of you are going to drastically change. You will change, but at this point, by the time you graduate high school, I mean, you're who you are, but you're not stuck here. You know, there's more to do. And I do. If I had to envy a stage of life, that'd probably be it. That roughly like 18 to 25-year-old stage of life.
You're just gaining freedom, and you're kind of like you're if you haven't grown up already, you're forced to grow up.
Right. And it's scary, but God, is it liberating? You know, like once you kind of negotiate that change, once you kind of master that.
You hear that, Dante? There's still hope for you.
Yes, Dante.
There is still hope.
And never lose your sense of humor. That goes for both of you and anyone listening, including people my age, 29.
Except you, Caden.
Yes, except for Kate and Hanky.
He's gone now.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
Now I'm sad.
Aww. I'm facing away from him either way.
Yeah, that's true.
I can just feel his presence. Permeating through the suite.
Right. Staring at you through the window. No, he's still there. He's just
still
behind
there.
that. I can't see him. He's behind that
he's
little
blocked by
DVD
the
case.
thing. The Backtracks royalty-free music library.
Why do we keep that around? I feel like we need a new
terrible music
a
library.
new terrible music library.
Crappy music.
A music
collection.
library that doesn't sound like it was recorded in 1993.
That actually was recorded in the 90s, I believe. I'd have to get up and check it, but that's been around as long as I've been here. And
Parting gift.
yes,
Parting gift is more royalty-free music.
much appreciated. So how do you guys feel like where you are right now?
I'm ready to get out of here.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm gonna miss it, but I'm ready to leave.
There'll be parts of it that I miss.
Oh yeah,
The closer we get to it, the more I'm a little more
the more ready
nervy
you are.
about it.
Hesitant.
Oh, the
but,
more
Yeah.
your nerves. Okay.
but I don't know. In that same way, the closer I get to it, the more I am excited about, being
What comes next?
Yeah.
Yeah. As you should be. Yeah, as you definitely should be. And both of you guys are going to do fine. Even you, Dante. But Dante, go to your classes in college.
Oh, I will. Don't.
You are paying for them after all.
I know.
So,
My parents have already they've already hounded me, so I will be going to class in college.
uh,
God.
all right, if I can, then I actually had this conversation with Brink recently. He was asking me questions because he's actually making a pretty big change. He's gone to Alabama.
Yeah.
And he was just asking about college in general and stuff like that. And my general advice to him was, like, it is entirely different, but at the same time, it's not entirely different. There will be classes that are pretty easy. There will be classes that destroy your life. Most of your professors will be good. A handful will be incredible, and a handful will be terrible. You know, kind of like high school. You have most of your teachers are good, a handful are amazing, and
Some of them are Swanson.
Yeah, and some of them are terrible like me. And some of your classes are cakewalks. Most of them are somewhere in the middle, and a couple of them will make you want to,
Yeah.
Curl up.
right. But the biggest difference is, and this is a failure of the, not Armstrong, but the educational system in general, I very truly believe, is in college, it is entirely your responsibility. Entirely your responsibility. Whereas in high school, you're kind of coddled to whether you're in 8th grade or 12th grade. You know, like, get that grade up. Like, what are we going to do? Like, blah, blah, we got to get you to graduate, yada, yada, yada. In college, no one will do that for you.
Because the professors are just there to teach.
Right.
They don't care if you pass or fail.
like,
It doesn't matter to them.
By and large, they don't care. And not because they're bad people, but because you're an adult. And you chose to be there. You know, so if you choose not to be there, it's your choice to not be there. It doesn't affect them any. And both of you, I truly believe, will do fine in the long run. But that's, in my own experience, I did well my first semester, but my roommate, who was a better student than I was in high school, didn't do well his first semester. Now, after his first semester, he did very well, but he had a hard time kind of negotiating just how the whole structure changed. And as long as I've been teaching, I can't tell you the number of kids I've had that have come back to drop in, you know, like within their first year or two out, like a spring break, a Christmas break, or whatever, and say about how hard their first semester was. And that's pretty much the biggest reason, because your whole experience so far has been, the whole system has been built to basically see you succeed. And it's not that college isn't built to see you succeed, but it's up to you entirely.
If you want
up to
to
you
succeed, yeah.
if you succeed or you don't succeed. So yeah, if there's like a pretty girl that you're chasing after, you got a paper to do the paper, chase after her tomorrow. You know, if there's
This
like,
isn't Goodwill Hunting.
yeah, it's not Goodwill Hunting. Yeah. How do you like those apples? And it's not your fault, Dante. It's not your fault. All right. Or, you know, if there's like a banger of all bangers that slaps.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
Pop
right.
culture references.
I'm spitting fire, y'all.
God.
But no, I mean, there it is. You still have one up on me, Dante. No, I mean, the social things, let's word it that way. The social things that come along with college. And I do believe that education is more than just the factual knowledge that you learn. It's social, you know, it's the experience that goes along with it, especially in college, but it's also true in high school. But the social aspect, you have to be self-disciplined enough to make the right choice. You know what I mean? Like, you have something to do, you do it.
Yeah.
The social stuff will be there later. You know, like, take advantage of the social opportunities that you have in college, but not at the expense of
your academic opportunity.
And that's the best way. Consider it an opportunity. Even your first couple of years when you're taking like your liberal studies requirements or whatever, and if it's a class that you think has nothing at all to do with you, it's still a chance to learn something, you know.
Yeah.
And try to find something in it worthwhile.
And if nobody's, well, you guys can't see, but he made direct eye contact with me when he said try.
I don't know why.
But
Shade.
I'm excited. I think it'll be different. And like a lot of people are saying, like, you're never like gonna see people again. Like, not Nolan, because Nolan's moving to the other side of the country. But like, if I want to see you, I'm gonna see you.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
if your time meant something to me, I would make time to see you.
I'll stop on by, Dante. Don't you worry.
Oh yeah, dorm room's always open.
Well, no, that is true, and I'm gonna say this, but I don't mean it as harsh as it may sound. But in a sense, you find out who your friends really were or are, and that's not to mean the people you drift from aren't good people. Like you might be, and it might surprise you. It might surprise you some of the people that you kind of drift from, versus some of the people that you don't drift from. I know I went to school with a guy named Dave, and we're two very different people in high school, and I don't. Honestly, we didn't like dislike each other, but we didn't like each other. And somewhere along the line, we actually became friends in college. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is interesting, and it's nothing negative, but it is something that happens. And when you say find out who your friends really are, it doesn't mean that people didn't care for you or you didn't have a relationship or friendship with them. But, you find out where what was superficial versus what was not superficial.
Because I mean, and I think that's what a lot of friendships are rooted on in high school is just the fact that you're seeing people every day.
Yeah.
There's truth to that, yeah.
Like you see people every day, and like you got like, and again, like kind of what you said, it's not throwing shade or not being rude, but like these people that you see every day, if you're friends with them, you like got to be friends with them because you see them every day. But then when college swings around, if you don't want to be friends with that person and you're not going to see them, you're probably not going to be friends with them because they won't be in your life anymore. But
Exactly.
if you truly want to be friends
Then
with that
you go
person,
out of your way to
yes, then you will
maintain
make
that
time.
friendship.
Mhm.
Yeah, and there will be. It won't happen over your summer because you're seniors and it's your summer after graduation and blah 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 for most of you. But
Gotta make it a good one.
yeah, and I, responsibly, Dante, be
Responsibly.
responsible.
Responsibly.
Yes.
Wow.
But
This is
but
the
make-
Dante Slander podcast.
make it a good one. Be responsible, make good choices, respect yourselves, but make it a good one. But once you get a few months out of high school, when you get into the fall and the winter and stuff, like it'll start to change, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. And it doesn't, like you said, it doesn't mean anything negative towards anybody per se. It's just,
No.
yeah, you kind of learn what was a friendship of convenience versus what was a
True friendship.
true friendship.
Mhm.
Well, folks, clothing thoughts. Closing thoughts.
Words are hard.
Words are
Words
hard.
are hard.
Well, I think you did a pretty good job throwing this together, Nolan.
I do my best.
Mm-hmm. I think overall the year has been pretty great.
It has. It was a nice one to end on.
Yes, I'm glad. This is the best year that I've had here, and I think that it's a good way to like go out.
I do truly I owe both of you thanks individually. There's a reason why you're competing for the TV award, which you don't get to know yet. But
When did those come out? Those letters.
eventually.
Eventually.
All right.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
But,
well, we only got like 4 days left.
I will tell you, last year Bretlin won it.
Yes.
And my little speech thing with her was that she saw me at my worst and she inspired me to be my best. And
So we're not that cool. Just
But
Yeah, we're not
clarify.
that
but what both of you, actually what your entire class has done, but you two in particular have done is kind of like carried that forward. I didn't backstep at all. I'm still inspired to do the best that I can, and that's in no small part to both of you in particular, but also your class as a whole. I think that your class as a whole, a little bit lazy, but
No.
a little bit lazy, but I don't necessarily think that's entirely your fault because your school career was
Yeah.
I
screwed
think
up.
like COVID going home and going home, like we didn't truly have to do our work.
Right.
We didn't have to, and I think that's what kind of set the seeds of laziness in us. And
I think that's probably when we started this off. We talked about this being a normal year. I would say that's the aspect that's not quite normal. Yet, is student work ethic, and and that's not to slam any of you. I see it in my own children. That I'm a father of. I mean,
yeah.
they're a lot younger, but yeah, I mean, you don't just turn a light switch on and off with that. But I mean, you guys have been great. You have truly been great, and I am truly thankful to have had both of you.
Is this the last Hawks cast that'll air?
I can put it last.
Do you wanna?
Yeah, it's not the last one to record. Luke needs to do his, and
Wait,
Cody
wait.
says he's redoing his.
He asked me to be on it.
Did he?
Oh,
I'm shocked.
Dante.
So yeah, Luke still needs to do his, but I can certainly put this last.
Sure. Then we'll do a little season finale outro here,
All right.
shall we? Well, I don't know. I didn't prepare for this. Well, it's been a good year. It's been a successful HAWKS cast season. Can't wait to listen to next year's. I speak for all of our hosts, me, Nate Wagaman, Kaylee Roop, Cody Frederick, and Luke Moore, in wishing all of you wonderful listeners a happy summer. We won't see you again next year because we'll be gone.
Well, you
But-
won't see them in general because it's a podcast.
Well, that... Shut up, Dante.
Shut up, Dante.
Yeah!
I picked because I love Dante.
And also because we hate. That being said, thank you guys for tuning in this year. I've been Nolan Howman. We will not see you guys again. We just did this bit. Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you guys later. From our nest to yours. Have a great week.